Yo, what's going on, gang? Today we have the COD Pod final episode up. This is going to cover a lot of the BO7 trailer. I figured we'd go through this and kind of understand. This is going to be a full breakdown of the trailer. It's also going to introduce some new characters. I figured it'd be good to kind of go through and break it down with the gang, so I know and you all know as well. Let's get it.
In the trailer, the very first thing.
So the very first thing we see is we come to the doors, right? And this door has a symbol on it. I actually want to start there. Is this symbol is super important? This is the symbol of the guild, and the guild, as people have talked about, is something we established in Black Ops 6. But the reason I want to talk about it is because it's a shield, and this is really important to who the guild is it represents their protection and
Now, if this boy's about to break down this trailer and say it's a shield, and the shield represents a guild, we don't need that.
security that they're bestowing onto the world, and to almost welcome you in.
Let's see.
We obviously see what is a guild robot. Now, this guild robot has a lot of functions, and we get into that when we go through the LED hallway. But we wanted to showcase all of this was that it felt very different. I think that, this isn't your typical Black Ops game, but feels Black Ops once you see the whole thing. And then the other thing here, which is really important, again, is when you hear the atmosphere, it's very zen-like.
Serene.
It's very serene. And so
Running water.
this was on purpose to almost welcome you in, right? And you get the contrast.
We get that, we get that.
The image on the right is them giving aid, working on sort of
Basically, the
ground
guild
zeros
robots
across
go
the
hard,
world,
but we want to
saving
know, are we
children
about
where
to
they're
use
needed
guild
overall,
robots
so they have multifunction as well.
like
The whole
ourselves,
area,
bro?
again,
Or are we about
really thought
what's the vibe of
intentionally
the
about
guild
each of
robot?
these spaces. This was really important. Is now we've come to what we call the sanctuary. Is it's big, it's open, it's bright.
David Mason face reveal.
And then we reveal David Mason, which you wouldn't know he's David Mason until the end, but now
Yep.
everyone knows he's David
Yeah.
Mason. We are really excited about this because, we've got Milo, who is now David Mason, and we really wanted to make sure with this story that we got someone that could capture the nuance and really the emotion. This is a David Mason story with him and his
Yeah.
team, and so there's going to be a lot of him dealing with what's happening inside and outside.
I have had the pleasure of seeing some of the footage of Milo
Oh, yeah.
on set, and he just looks badass.
I think he understood the significance of who David Mason is to us, but also to fans.
Well, that's
And
a
he
dub right there. As long as the actor who's playing Mason understands that Mason is like such a big deal, that's kind of a dub. We're gonna skip forward a little bit.
what is going on, right? Like this isn't right. Something's off here. When we put in the robot and we captured him actually on this stage, which is funny.
Awesome. I love
is
hearing that.
he does a little bow with his head. And so this is important, but it's significant because he's talking to his maker, right?
Yeah.
He's presenting Emma, and she is as the CEO and part of this. And so
Yeah.
it's like we wanted to demonstrate that and not feel too mechanical,
Yeah.
as there's some humanness to it, which is really interesting. It was really important how they walk, right? And how the Guild of Robots
Very
walk.
gracious
Is like if you,
and
so we welcome our visionary, and this is the first time we now see Emma Kagan, and she is projected
Emma
hologram.
Kagan. This is
Emma
gonna be a
Kagan
new
is
character.
really, really cool character.
And her character design, I just have to say, when I saw her, I'm a big fan of Kiernan Shipka as a
Oh, yes.
performer. So I was very excited to immediately recognize her, but also this character design. Just so cool. The hair, the tattoos, it just screams sort of postmodern to me.
Yeah.
So
You nailed it.
I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
I'm seeing the guild letter shield tattoo design now.
It's like there's a relationship,
Yeah,
and
it's
that's the
cool.
sort of key to it. And so when we were crafting Emma, and you're right, is when we were conceiving her into this world, we wanted her to feel different than other characters. She's got her own perspective, she's got her own attitude, and she's got her own background. Like Emma, as some simple sort of background, is she went to MIT when she was 16, right? She is
a prodigy.
She's a
of the
prodigy.
That's a
yeah.
super
And so it's
random
like
detail.
computational economics and robotics is like, this is her world. And so now she's giving sort of the mission statement of what the guild is about, right? And she's talking to David, right? And think of this almost as like they would do tours, right?
Yes.
So it'd be like
Yeah.
a group of people, and it'd be, you'd be excited to come and join and hear about this, which is really, really exciting. And she talks about all the good they're doing, of course, but then, it's a little bit different here because now we're seeing different types of technology, right? And,
Yeah.
And how they're using this in the world, the story is going to get into, right? You can use your imagination on some of these. And a lot of the key words that Emma is talking about with protection and security, like those are important words to the guild, but also
One thing I want
Right,
to
you can
pause
use
on
your-
real quick. These are probably going to be kill streaks if I had to guess. or score streaks either way.
And she talks about all the good they're doing.
Okay, that's definitely some sort of drone. I don't know if that's going to be like a Rainbow Six Siege drone, if that's like go in and see if anybody's in there, search and destroy style.
Of course, but then
that's what it looks like.
You know,
we got obviously regular drones that'll be used for Warzone.
It's a little bit different here because now
we got the robot dog, which look, that's missiles, and then that's a machine gun. That looks nuts.
Seeing different.
And then this looks like a new form of like Guardian or something. I mean, that looks crazy too.
Technology, right? And,
yeah.
And
how but also, I just skipped forward a little bit, and it kind of shows. Here we go.
Hands, and you're going to be able to really control that in some interesting ways.
Yeah, we got to shout out Dog because I think we see him.
Yeah, we see his name at the end.
We see him in the end, which was a little treat.
Yeah, I haven't seen this called out, but you know, we came from BO2. Is the dog is the evolution of the claw from BO2. So that was sort of our big claw robot drone, and this is an evolution of that as well. Now
okay, so he just said that the dog is a remake of the claw from BO2.
Dog,
that's kind of cool.
We see him.
Yeah, we see his name at the end.
We see him in the end, which was a little treat.
Yeah, I haven't seen this called out, but you know, we came from BO2. Is the dog is the evolution of the claw from BO2. So that was sort of our big claw robot drone, and this is an evolution of that.
And then the last thing I want to see was the zombies.
I do want to talk about zombies a little bit because just face value, that seems like something that's probably pretty fun for you guys to motion capture is, you know, the reanimated undead.
I was hoping they would slip some lore in there.
We actually got to look at a handful of them in the Black Ops 7 teaser that we were just talking about. So what is that like? I feel like maybe I could probably nail a zombie stunt. I don't know about the other stuff, but there's a lot of things in gameplay that can impact the zombies. So I'm sure you got to capture a variety of animations, you know, when they're reacting to weapons, perks, all the things in the world. Yeah. Thousands. Okay.
Thousands.
And we get a lot of help from that from, again, the animation team who's working on that. So they, you know, they're generally the ones starting the concepts of like, you know, hey, I'd like it to do this or do all these things.
What's this man whispering?
You know, it's really because of them, you know, that really helps give us the information we need to shoot it on stage.
But that is so zombies too, you know, like exactly what you're saying. It's that mix of like really fun and awesome combat, and I would think creatively is like
is truly a blessing.
Yeah, shout out to the Zombies fans. They always show up for the pod, so we love you.
Yes, we do.
So I guess they didn't speak anything on that other than they're just trying to keep it as realistic as possible. Gang, that's what we got. Those were like the major takeaways I wanted to talk about on the channel. So obviously we saw some score streaks. Emma Kagan being the new head of the guild, which who knows if she turns or not. There's no telling, but if I had to guess, probably going to be a villain. You feel me? David Mason, this being his arc story. We're going to kind of hear his internal battles and external. So I'm excited to see kind of where this campaign's going to go. But just like, I guess they're referencing how important the guild is right now with how crazy everything else is. But gang, listen, if you're new to the channel, enjoy the content, hit the sub, crush the like. I'll catch you tomorrow for another heater. Let's get it, gang.